What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Banner Report podcast. Coming to you live on August 5th, 2025. I'm your host, Cody Adams. We're here with Steve and Jacob. Guys, what's going on?
Celtics are making moves.
Big moves, dude. Big moves.
Big moves.
Obviously, you're referencing a trade that happened today and a signing that happened today. The Celtics traded the minivan, Georges Niang, and 2 second-round picks for R.J. Lewis Jr. to the Utah Jazz, now a Celtic. And then they signed Chris Boucher, or Boucher? I think it's Boucher.
It's going to be Boucher because I'm going to call him Bobby Boucher's cousin.
It's the first name I thought of, Bobby Boucher. Yeah. And they signed him for $3.3 million a year or whatever, or some shit. Yeah. So what do we got? What are we thinking?
It's a great salary dump. And then we got Chris Boucher for a year for, I don't know, reason. There's not really a reason to have Chris Boucher on the team for 1 year.
There is a reason, Steve. It's because he's our starting center. especially with the Neemias Queta injury. Well, yeah, I mean, it came out. He expects to be back for the season. It's not going to hamper him, but you never know. Neemias Queta had surgery at the beginning of the offseason on his knee or something. So, we'll see how that goes. I'm expecting Neemias to be our actual starting center. But I think Boucher fits in very nicely with the team, especially when Tatum comes back. But R.J. Lewis is a little bit of an unknown. He's only 22 years old. Former Big East Player of the Year. Went to UMass, Jacob. There's an allegiance there. He's from Miami. What do we got? What are you thinking?
I was watching a little tape. He seems pretty elite. He was with Pitino last year at St. John's, which is cool. And they were pretty darn good last year too. But I mean, not gonna lie, don't know too much about him. I was learning about him after the trade, but
he's 6'7".
I know. I was gonna say, cool. Like, the tape was awesome. I was like, okay, let's some possible wing gem here, kind of randomly coming in. Maybe we could develop him up. But obviously, I was kind of, I feel like Boucher was on my like dark horse, someone we could try to get for the last few years. I feel like I liked him in 2K. I think like a long center that was like G League star. I think he was one of the only players ever to win MVP and Defensive Player of the Year in the G League in the same year. I was just looking at that because I was like, I'm pretty sure he like had one of the better G League seasons ever before he got promoted. But yeah, I like those sorts of dudes, especially because our team's kind of made of that anyway too. And the Peyton Pritchard,
Oregon connection.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be. I think Boucher. I just want to start with Boucher because I think he's going to get the most burn here. He played 20 minutes a game basically last year, and averaged 10 points. The most, but I think his shot blocking ability is probably going to be very important here. He's very skinny, so I don't think he'll be your traditional center. I think he'll be more of a 4 guy, which is fine considering Tatum will not be here. The best stat about him is that he's a 36% 3-point shooter. He can shoot. And with the departure of Al Horford impending, has that happened yet? I still don't know.
Everybody's waiting on Jonathan Kuminga to do something.
Yeah, like we're all kind of in limbo here, but presumably Al Horford has probably played his last game in the Celtics green. So having a big guy that can defend and stretch the floor is a necessity. And I said especially when Tatum comes back because that's when we'll really need him to be on his A game. So I'm just very happy with the addition of him, especially on the vet minimum. I think he is a 2K legend. Like I think he's really fun to play with. A bit slow at times, but listen, when you're 6'11" with the arms down to your ankles, I guess is expected. You can't be perfect. RJ Lewis, that's the size I like, the pedigree I like. Maybe he's like a Simone Fontecchio, Johnny Juzang type player where he's just like he can eat your dead minutes, and he can potentially get you some buckets off the bench. Who knows with him because he's still only 22 years old, which is shocking. But Steve, what about you?
it's gonna be a great development year. There's gonna be a lot of I think there's gonna be a lot of games where we're gonna have a lot of minutes to be eaten up for guys to play. Like I think if Jaylen Brown gets nicked up at any point during the season, they're gonna tell him to sit for extra time because we're not competing for a championship with this roster.
Don't tell that to Peyton Pritchard.
I mean, Peyton Pritchard could go out there with me and you and Jacob, and he'd be like, "Yeah, no, we're gonna win the Big Three tournament this year." And it's like, "Yeah, no, we're not." But you can think that.
Well, I think the team has an honest belief that they're going to make it to the playoffs, and if you make it to the dance, then what's
the playoffs? I think they're definitely going to make the playoffs, but I just also think there's going to be a lot of games where you're going to have a Jaylen Brown's going to tweak an ankle the night before. Yeah. He's going to sit for 4 games because they're not going to rush him back.
It's lofty. So championship is very lofty.
It's going to be a lot of guys getting a lot of minutes, trying to get better, which is going to be good because the team as a whole, I think, will obviously have more experience. Hopefully, be another year better when Tatum does come back. If I'm figuring he's probably not coming back this year, but
still haven't used that exception on him, right?
No, we have till July to do that, right? Or not July?
Yeah, no, until like middle of next year, next season.
Year. Yeah, so I mean, look, I would like the Boucher signing more if it was more than 1 year, because like if he comes here for a year and he plays really good, then he's probably going to get more money somewhere else, or you have to re-sign him for another year. You should have given him a 2-year. I think I don't know anything about this RJ guy that we got from Utah. Like you said, he's a 22-year-old rookie. Like,
I don't think he's a rookie. He played 1 year in Utah, right? Or no? Is this his first ever pro?
I think he's a rookie. I think he's just an old rookie. Like, just the rookies are getting older now because of NIL.
True. Yeah, you're getting paid to be in college, and you can still get an education too. Like, that's the way to go now.
We also just hardly see the teen thing work out anyway. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's really rare that a teen comes in and is like, it's honestly like, I wonder like if we get them to be older again, if it really will make a positive difference. Like if we have more NBA ready people.
I like to think that they would. I mean, like the only teams that pan out are guys that are top 5 picks.
I was gonna say you have to be immensely talented.
You got to be your Tatums.
Yeah.
You got to be your LeBrons.
I mean, shit. You even like LaMelo. Like a player with like intangibles that are off the charts.
Yeah. Like those teams that obviously that like end up being like good overall players, but like you're not like Kendrick Perkins got drafted out of high school. Like, he was a pretty.
You go back.
He was a good player. Yeah, he's a good player, but I mean, maybe if he stayed in college for a year or two and developed a little bit more, maybe he would have had a better career and wouldn't be such a fucking idiot. But that's besides the point.
Sound like the president with all this teen talk, folks. Hello.
It's
allegedly.
It's gonna be a fun year.
One thing to note on the Chris thing is like, obviously it's not the same as Defensive Player of the Year, but like him getting a G League Defensive Player of the Year and like averaging 3 blocks for that whole year, like he has the instincts to help us make up some of the Kristaps departure. Like obviously, like you're saying, not a championship year, but at least it's like fills a bit of that hole. Like he does have instincts and long ass arms, so that's pretty huge.
And he's been around the league long enough that maybe he can teach some of the younger guys some things too.
He's a 2-time champion. Actually, I was surprised to know that.
He got 2.
Wow, hold on. He won with the Raptors, obviously. Was he on like a Golden State team?
Golden State when he got drafted, he was on that team.
I was gonna say it's a Pat McCaw type dynasty for him, but yeah, he was drafted. He didn't play at all though in the Warriors.
I was gonna say, I think I saw that on his Basketball Reference. I don't remember him playing a game though.
No, I don't think so.
That's weird. They always kind of needed like a big man on those teams. I mean, they had their like Verjaus, Sasha Pachulia, whatever fucking
Zaza Pachulia,
Slavic dudes they pulled off the heap. Dario Saric.
But they also had Draymond in his prime when Boucher was there.
Yeah, true.
So,
that was probably around the Boogie time too, when they were like, because that was like 18, but like
Boogie wasn't on the championship team though.
Yeah, you're right. He was not.
Which is lost because everybody got hurt.
Yeah,
because I really wanted Boogie to get a title.
For shame, dude.
I know.
Well, I mean, either way, I think I think it's two positive additions to the Celtics team. I think you'll see both these characters playing meaningful minutes for the Celtics team. I give it 2 thumbs up. I think it's the right two good moves. Now you're well under that second apron with the departure of the minivan. Just good stuff. Good stuff. We're retooling and midstream in the sucker, so let's do it. Anything else on the Celtics you guys want to talk about?
Do you think they're done making moves? I mean, that's was kind of surprising. That was 2 moves within like 45 minutes of each other.
I know. I was just like, whoa. I was like, I thought the Chris Boucher one was fake. I was like, no way. And then obviously,
interesting. Like nobody signed him. Like
that's also something I wanted to say. When you said, he's going to go play for more money next year, I'm like, are we sure about that?
I'm saying if he had like a really good year this year, because he's going to get more minutes here, I think, than he would have gotten wherever else he was playing.
Even then, I don't think it'd be too much of a. I think you'd go over the apron to bring him back or whatever. Like, I think you'd bring him back if he had a really good year. I think he fits. I think it's a test run year for him to see if he could fit that role, or if we can find anybody for that role, for that matter.
It definitely helps out with the defense. He averaged half a block and half a steal a game last year in 20 minutes. So and that was the one thing that we were looking at. Like, this team was going to be absolutely terrible defensively.
Well, and now you patch up a little bit of a hole that you had.
Now you're only going to be bad defensively, not terrible.
I don't even know if he'll be that bad defense. I mean, probably not going to be great, but you still get Derek White and Jalen Brown. So don't be too down on them.
Starting Anthony Simons and.
Well, that's it. When you talk about are they done making moves? Well,
that's a big chip right there.
That would be the guy that is moved.
Do they put him out there and let him play?
Oh yeah, you have to.
And like try and show him off and show how good he can be before they trade him? Or do you think they try and trade him before?
Interesting. I think we're going to see him play for us. I'll say that just as a hunch. Like, I think he's going to get some good minutes here, and he'll either sink or swim. But I could see why you'd want to trade him now, with his value probably being at his highest. Unless he can somehow crush it and show that he can win, take a team that's kind of in the middle and elevate them to like a top 4 in the East status or something like that. Then maybe you try and move on from him at the deadline. Be like, okay, let's get a haul here. Let's dupe a stupid team like Utah into trading us Walker Kessler, a first round pick, and some other shit for like another guard that they don't need, by the way. So I could see it. Worst case scenario. Well, actually, no, I wouldn't even say worst case scenario. Obviously, he's middle. He's who he is, and we bring him back next. Well, he's going to be a free agent next year, but we bring him back.
That's the one. Like, are you willing to go over the second apron again next year to bring back Boucher and Simons with Tatum?
I'm going to use the easy cop out. It depends. I probably wouldn't. I'd probably try and get a person with elevated star power there, because there's going to be some big names in the market here in the upcoming season. I have a list here of people that we could potentially bring in that are projected free agents next year.
Let's go
unrestricted. Well, it's a long list. You guys ready for this? So, Celtics positional needs to address in 2026. Thanks a lot, nameless AI bot, for batting this together. Backup point guard / scoring spark. Derek White locked in long term. The team needs depth and an offensive punch. Defensive switchability, versatile front court depth, and or a center, a starter that can potentially fit the Porzingis role, or just flesh out the defense and run pick and roll really very well. Some names: Mitchell Robinson.
On a free agent, it depends on how much you would want.
Well, obviously, yes. This is all like a potential. Let's just say we're gonna get like a good deal on any of these guys.
I'd think about it. I mean, he's another guy. You want to talk about injury-prone guys. Like, Mr. Robinson hasn't played more than like 40 games ever in his career, I don't think.
Well, he was pivotal in the playoffs.
It was. He played great in the playoffs, but that was about the only time he played all year. So,
yeah, that's when we're going to need him. Well, if you thought that was going to be, here's an injury concern guy. Robert Williams.
Bring
I'd
him
rather
back
him.
just for the vibes. Just for the vibes.
But you want to talk about injury prone.
Yeah, you're going to get a really good deal on Robert Williams.
Yeah. Zach Collins, a guy who's big and can shoot. Not nearly as well as KP at anything, but it's kind of like a KP light, maybe. Nick Richards, Andre Drummond, Dwight Powell, Mason Plumlee. Kristaps is going to be a free agent next year.
The big man market. This is not the best big man market, to be honest.
No, but I think those are all, like, besides KP, all borderline starters.
Yeah. Zach Collins is such a God. It's like, how do you even? I have no idea how good he is. I've never really known, because he's been in such weird situations his whole career, like not really winning situations, sort of. And when he was kind of injured on like the Blazers.
He's still got to only be like 28. He's still like in his 20s.
I just have no idea. Like, I assume whenever I see him, he seems very capable. Like, seems like, but he's not either not on the floor, or like when he is, it's not like real contention type time. So it's like, I think he'd be good, but he's someone that's been hard to read, like I think his whole career.
Yeah, especially last year with he's obviously not going to play over Wemby.
No.
LeBron with 2 question marks. Tobias Harris,
Okay.
John Collins, Harrison Barnes, Rui, PJ Washington, Kelly Olynyk, Maxi Kleber, Kevin Durant, Chris Middleton, Kelly Oubre, CJ McCollum, Norm Powell, Kevin Herter, Matisse Thybulle, Luke Kennard, Tim Hardaway, Bruce Brown, Scary Terry, the Sex Man, Colin Sexton, Kobe White, Gabe Vincent, Mike Conley, Ayo Dosunmu, CP3, Spencer Dinwiddie, Kyle Lowry, Dante Exum, and Cole Anthony.
The only 2 names out of all that stuck out to me were Colin Sexton and
I know.
John Collins.
I think Sexton would be a great fit.
I mean, he's a better 3-point shooter than Simons and a better defender, and he averages almost the same amount of points.
Yes, but the ball handling, Steve.
Okay, that's sweet. We're assuming this is going into next year when we have Tatum coming back. We don't need another ball handler.
True.
We have D. White, Pritchard, and Tatum on the floor.
And Hugo.
Then if that's the case, then I think you bring in like a Luke Kennard, a Tim Hardaway,
John Collins.
I could even see like a nice CJ McCollum addition to run your second unit. Like,
no, keep that fucking CBA demon off of my fucking team. He's the reason why we had to blow up this fucking team.
Please.
I mean, we can't talk like that as Celtics fans.
Oh, you want to watch me do it again?
Well, no, because
isn't Jalen?
Yeah, Jalen.
Yeah. Jalen might be almost. He's like top.
And before that, Grant Williams, of all people.
Jalen's just as not just as, but he's like in the top Union guys. So
no, I don't want. At that point, CJ McCollum I think is gonna be too old too. Didn't he have a major injury last year too? Wasn't that why he missed most of the year?
Well, he was on the Pelicans, so
everybody's injured on the Pelicans at all times.
Like I don't want CJ McCollum at that point in his career.
Yeah, you'd have to be cheap. I did see some crazy thing that's like, oh yeah, CJ will end up in the Hall of Fame somehow, just because. Do you see like that crazy, like he's like averaged 20 points per game for like 10 straight years or something like that?
Yeah, he's a very good fucking player. Even still, he was just on the Pelicans last year, and that's where good players go to die.
But he's small and old though, so he would have to be cheap, obviously. Like,
yeah, and that's what I want to say. You like presumptively, you get obviously the KD and LeBron. You're not getting a good deal, and those are not likely guys, anyways, unless they take that, they take a huge pay cut. But like, I do think, I think you flesh it out with like guys who can just catch and shoot. I think Luke Kennard would probably be your number one guy to go get. Then
one name
you still got Hauser.
Dude, one name you said, I was like, is he even eligible? Like, what's going on with Scary Terry?
I know.
He got pardoned from everything. I guess they looked into it. They didn't find anything with him.
Dude,
but
there's so many cases now.
When I go back and look at some of those games, like it does not look good.
Yeah.
It's not the Scary Terry that we had in Boston. I think that he's lost a lot of his confidence.
What about Norm Powell?
I like that. I mean, he's a little bit older, but I do like that.
You got to get over the older stuff, dude.
He's 31, and he's going to be 33 by the time that we sign him at this point.
That's not that old, especially for a role player. It's like prime time role playing.
Where do you go again?
Norm, didn't he go to the Bucks? No. Nope, that's not right.
No,
Oh,
he didn't go to the Rockets, did he?
I was gonna say he was in that big trade. Like he was why John Collins came, but
Miami Heat. He's on the Heat.
Oh,
Yeah, so he's going to, his career is over.
No, I think he'll be starting. I can't imagine.
He'll probably be annoying the fuck out of us, actually.
Yeah. You're gonna see a lot of him, dude.
Probably gonna lose to them.
Then there's a lot of RFA guys and people with club and player options that I didn't include on the list. That I'm sure will be in play, but I think that's a fairly decent list to flesh out your bench on an actual title contender. And yes, I would go over the apron to get some of them. And I would go over the apron if Boucher and what's his face there, Simons has a great year. I would. And then if it doesn't work out, trade them away. And just keep building and fleshing out the team around the Jays.
You're under the second apron now, so you can aggregate salaries to bring in better players too.
Yeah.
So you could combine Simons and Boucher and somebody else get to a $25 million player.
I do think Mitchell Robinson would be a key guy to go after. Especially if you're going to keep Simons. That pick and roll is going to be fucking filthy, I think. Two guys who excel at that. And then obviously...
How often do you want the ball in Anthony Simons' hand creating for your team when you have Tatum and Derek?
Well, they're not going to play all 48.
I know, it's a nice little, like, in between when JT and JB aren't out there, but...
And at the very least, you get fucking excellent rim defense. So...
Yeah, for 40 games a year, and you can't play him in the last 10 minutes of the game because he's going to get fouled. And
you were getting that with KP too, man.
Yeah, but we got enough out of him, though.
Well, yeah, you hope that you get enough out of Mitchell Robinson.
You put Mitchell in the lab.
KP, when he was on the floor, was such a difference maker compared to what Mitchell Robinson. If you put Mitchell Robinson on that championship team, I think that we don't win the title.
What do you mean? The KP played like 2 games. What are you talking about?
Think about how many games in the regular season that we were blowing teams out by 30 where we didn't have to actually play the end of the game because KP just went out there. And
he also didn't play in the playoffs, if I remember correctly.
4 games in the playoffs.
Didn't he miss the first round?
He played the first game against the Heat, got hurt in the second, came back in the first game of the finals.
He certainly didn't play in this playoffs.
Played great, got hurt in the second game again, and they came back in the fourth and the fifth game. I think.
What about Tobias Harris?
I love Tobias Harris. If Tobias Harris's agent keeps on this streak of getting him fucking crazy deals, I'm not paying him as much as his agent has been getting him.
He's a bag getter.
Because he's an all-time bag getter. He's getting $30 million a year to get 18 points a game or something like that.
I can't even knock it. Good for you, dude.
Never knock the hustle.
Speaking of bag getting, we can move on. De'Aaron Fox signs a $229 million extension with the Spurs. He's in it for the long haul. What do you think?
Weren't we just trying to get a guard to the Spurs last week?
Were we?
We were trying to get somebody to go to the Spurs, and it was no. I was no, they already have De'Aaron. Why do they want another guy who plays the same as that?
Well, I guess that's going to be a question because they have Stephon Castle and they have Dylan Harper now. So they have a bit of a treasure chest of guards.
But no one was making money though.
Only one ball to go. Well, you can't say that anymore. De'Aaron Fox is. Oh, you mean the other two?
Yeah,
Harper's not getting paid. Wemby's not getting paid, and Castle's not getting paid yet.
Yeah, I was sort of thinking that too. I was they're kind of. I think they're timing it pretty perfectly with his deal because they're not going to need they're kind of this is almost a bridge into because like you're saying the big rookie guys don't have a deal for a couple of years at least. So you kind of maximize that little window right now, where you can overpay someone like Fox, maybe overpay. Who knows? Because never know how contracts end up looking. People said about Jalen's, it's basically the same, and then like you get a couple of years in, it's like, oh yeah, makes sense.
Do you think that De'Aaron Fox is like the proper guard? I think every good center needs a good to great point guard. Do we think that De'Aaron Fox is the best fit for him right now or in the future?
Well, when you say like best fit, do you mean like out of everybody in the league? Because like
I mean,
obviously like a Trae
yeah,
fits better than anybody in the league with a lobbing center. Like he's
you
just
probably could have had Trae Young.
Hey, you still could have Trae Young because they still haven't reached an extension for him. He can be a free agent after this year because they decided not to give him his extension.
I think Trae Young would be a great fit, better than De'Aaron, just on the scoring alone.
Luka would be better too because he's a better passer. It's like, all right, well, just pick guards that are better passers than De'Aaron and they fit better. But that's not to say that De'Aaron's not a great fit with Wemby. Because De'Aaron coming off of the screens, he's so fast that like you basically have to go under the screen, and then that just leaves Wemby open.
Yeah. So you like the move?
I definitely don't hate it. I mean, like Jacob said, it's a great bridge year, and if they need to move the money, now they have a big contract to move. If they want to go try and get a bunch of assets, like if Stephon Castle and Dylan Harper turn into those guys, now you have a bunch of money that you're paying De'Aaron that you can trade him for a bunch of assets.
When are we going to move away from the bridge year? Because I feel like last year was a bridge year for the Spurs. When are we going to move into like? Well, it was a bit unfair. The injury
because of an injury.
Yeah.
Like if it wasn't an injury, then I still think it would have been a bridge year because like you shouldn't rely on a second year player to carry you to a finals or like.
But the second year player is
the West.
Like the second year player is the best center in the league when he's healthy. Like
No, he's probably second best.
Oh yeah, fuck. I'm sorry. I don't even count Jokic. Yeah, Jokic plays his own position, dude. Like he's not even like a center. He's just like Jokic.
That's what I'm saying. Like you want a second year player to just go up against like the Nuggets. Like the Nuggets were like a team that was falling apart behind the scenes and in front of our eyes, and they still took the champions to 7. Like that's like a team that was falling. Like I don't.
Oh, that's another free agent next year, but he has a team. He has a player option. Or no, he has a club option. Hartenstein.
That's a great signing by the Thunder. I really like that. But like, I think that this would probably be your last bridge year if you want to talk about it that way. Then you're going into your 4th year of Wemby. You now have 2 high draft picks, one rookie of the year. Dylan Harper was the 2nd overall pick, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you have Wemby, and you just signed De'Aaron Fox. Like I think that this is.
You get one more bridge a year, then I think this is like indicative of them being like, all right, well, you got your point guard here. Let's try and get somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, get a full year of them being together too, because De'Aaron Fox was injured a lot last year, and then obviously Wemby's season was cut short. So,
Saw coming up San Antonio. Must be nice.
Jacob, I'm gonna need you to watch a lot of Spurs games for me this year, so I can get a breakdown on that shit.
No, I was looking into like their depth chart, and I always forget like Castle can be a small forward because he's 6'6". Like they have Vassell off the bench.
They have Vassell. They still have like
Keldon
Johnson.
Dude.
Yeah,
it's like they're really, and they didn't have to get rid of Soccer for any of these deals. Like they
have Sohan. They have not Oubre, Olenek.
Yeah, we forgot about that. Yeah.
Oh, and Luke.
Yeah, Luke. Dude, they're solid.
The murder cornet.
They're actually like a really solid team this year. So
yeah, maybe they'll be good this year.
This is their bridge year where they make the playoffs and see how it looks, and then they're gonna retool probably next offseason and be like, hey,
upgrade some positions.
We're at the wing position. Hey, we need more shooting. And then there you got your Norm Powells and your Luke Kennards, like we were just talking about, that are going to be out there. That
maybe Kevin Durant comes over.
Yeah, Spurs said they didn't want him though. Remember, that was part of it. Like he said, like there was 3 teams he would go to, and the Spurs were like, no, we don't. We're not interested.
Well, okay. Well, true, but this is free agent Kevin Durant at 38 years old.
Yeah, I don't think the Rockets aren't going to let him at free agency. They're going to extend him before.
Maybe.
Dude,
like, I can't imagine they don't. I can't imagine that they don't extend it by All-Star break.
Dude, they also got they still have Harrison Barnes too.
There's another bag getter, all-time bag getter. Got one title in Golden State. He's like, yeah, I'm just going to get a bag for the rest of my life from the Kings and the Spurs.
Well, he went to a dumb team. He went to Sacramento, and then he got traded to the Spurs, or he just signed.
I forget.
Either way, I know he's got a big old contract over there, and he had a game winner against the Warriors this year, which was great.
Little revenge.
Yeah, good for the Spurs. Good for the Spurs. Anything else you guys wanted to talk about in the free agency period?
I mean, it's once again we're just in the dead zone. Like this was like the most random. We were just planning on doing a podcast tonight, anyways, and an hour before it happened, we got 2 Celtics moves.
Yeah.
They're
and
more horizontal moves than vertical moves.
Yeah, true.
I got a topic. I just remembered something. The Joel Embiid news.
What happened there?
Well, just that he's like way less healthy than they even thought, and he might not like be good to even start camp or anything like that. Like basically,
what's going on there?
Yeah, look, like they're heavily just worried about his health this year in general.
He's already having knee problems. They don't know if he's going to be ready for training camp. Like it's already coming up on him, and we haven't even started the year yet.
That sucks. I hate that because he's such a good player. You don't want him to not play basketball, but fuck, man, is that his MO?
Yeah, it's just tough. I mean, those big guys, it's tough to keep them healthy.
That's why Jokic is like a serious outlier. God forbid he gets injured this year.
Fucking, if Embiid would stop fucking falling down, maybe he'd stop getting hurt so much. It takes a lot of fucking effort to get 280 pounds up off the fucking ground 18 times a fucking game because you want to.
How about just hitting the ground?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you? When was the last time like you fell as a person who's like I'm certainly Jacob. You don't count as a person who's 280 and above.
Hit when he hits the ground. He don't fucking fall.
I think the last time I fell was when Steve broke my ankle on the basketball court. That didn't feel great.
Yeah, I had a mean crossover. You hear that, everybody? I broke his ankles.
No, I jumped like an idiot when Steve was backing me down the post, and your fucking big ass hit me into the fucking next dimension, dude.
I don't know the last time I fell. Maybe when we were playing basketball at some point. I don't know.
It's not fucking fun. I'll tell you that. It hurts a lot. But it's. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Jacob.
I was gonna say falling as an adult's always when you're drunk and you don't feel it. So
yeah, true.
The next day.
A hilarious story. I'm not sure if I told on the podcast. I'm like, one day in the middle of January. This was like right after college. I was with Kim. And we were coming back from a club, and we were sleeping at my friend's house right down the street in East Boston, and he wasn't home. So I had to go in the back and get the key, and it's freezing. It's like negative fucking 10 degrees, and I'm shitted. And Kim's drunk too. And so I go to like around the house. I'm like, all right, I got to hustle and get the key so Kim doesn't freeze, whatever. And I go, and the side alleyway is like steps, like big, long cement steps up. And I didn't remember that. So I run and my foot hits the first one. I go straight down. I like broke my hand. I like landed right on my fingers. I was like, oh, Jesus, that really hurts. Stand up. I'm like, all right, whatever, shake it off. I go and I start running again. Take like 2 more big strides, hit the next one, fall right back on the same hand. And it was like a game. That was like probably the worst. I probably should have got that checked out. I like really fucked my hand up. Anyways, yeah, it's interesting, and I think it was Coach Missoula on a podcast talking about how like the difference in styles of like watching how some of these people play and or what sports they played and how it influences the way they play now. And he was talking about Jokic and how Jokic was like a primetime water polo player of all things, and he's just good. He's so big, he just has the ball in one hand. He's always playing with one hand, keeping it up out of the, people draped all over. I mean, he's just trying to find the right outlet to hit. And that influences his style of play. Like he can go up with it. He can pass it off. He can put it back down, and he's good with people draped on him. And Embiid, he played soccer. And how that influences his style of play, which is he's dribbling, he's putting the ball down, pounding it until he finds the right angle so that he can cut in or pull up and shoot. Obviously, soccer is very famous or infamous for flopping Like contact, you go right down. And not that that's every time Embiid plays, but he definitely is one of the bigger guys who tends to go down a lot and get that contact. So it's just interesting to see how maybe if he had played water polo, maybe if he had played, I don't know, baseball, something different where it influenced his style of play, you'd have better injury luck. Also, it's just sometimes it's just really shit luck.
Sometimes it's just genetics. Like,
yeah,
when your knee is just shot like his is, like he was getting it drained multiple times a year. Like, that's as much genetics as it is just getting hurt and playing through it.
Yeah, and it sucks because the sport's better when he plays. I'll always say that the sport is better. You can hate the character, the player on and off the court, whether he eats your team alive or not. The sport's better when Joel Embiid is playing. The sport's better when Jokic is playing. When any of these guys are playing.
And also, Cody,
that sucks.
Like Jokic is the outlier in the situation too. Like Embiid's not the outlier. Like it's pretty normal for these, like all the greats, even like unless you're literally the GOAT and that's what made you the outlier is lasting that long, like Kareem or Jokic now looking like he could have a crazy career like that. It's like it's almost like putting anyone against LeBron. It's like, yeah, they're counting totals and stuff just be ridiculous because you're going against a guy that like just somehow didn't get injured. It's like Embiid's not the outlier. His body does make sense as a 32-year-old, 300-pound, 7'1" guy.
Yeah, and even then, like people like Kareem were historically battling bad backs, awful, foot and knee stuff. He just was able to power through it and play until his early 40s. And Jokic, obviously, he's blessed with some type of genetics, and he's very smart at how he plays. He's methodical at how he plays. I'm sure he does that with his training as well. Although it doesn't appear like it.
He doesn't really care to like I don't blame Embiid for wanting to do cool athletic shit either, but Jokic just doesn't even want to, so that saves him the risk. Like I don't blame these dudes for wanting to do cool dunks or like cool moves and stuff. Jokic just doesn't even have that urge in him to do risky stuff to put his body on the line. It's funny.
We lost you a little bit, but Jokic doesn't have the urge to do all that crazy under the basket shit.
Yeah, it's almost like with like Ja Morant versus like a conservative point guard. It's like I don't blame these guys for having superhuman abilities and trying to do cool ass shit, but Jokic just like has it in him to just be conservative at all times, just naturally. So he just benefits from that.
Yeah, there was another thing that unnamed AI robot was trying to get me to talk about, and it was like, would you rather have like 5 years of Derrick Rose prime time or like, I don't know, 12 plus years of Mike Conley? Like a conservative, injury luck, not doing too much crazy shit, but solid numbers nonetheless. Or like Derrick Rose, where he's winning MVPs over the best player of all time, but for 5 years. It's like it's obviously, as the fan, depends on the situations and all that, what you're in, but like,
if I got to win a championship, I'm taking 5 years of prime D Rose over Mike Conley.
Interesting. That's interesting.
He was the youngest MVP ever, and that means he wasn't even in his prime yet.
No, unfortunately, we were robbed of it.
Yeah.
Not that it's the same case for Jokic and Embiid. Jokic is still, he's even at both their best, he's probably still the better player. So it's interesting. It's just an interesting debate, especially now with the injuries piling up across the league with like people like Halliburton and Tatum getting these strange fucking like overuse injuries.
Talk about
it sucks.
Yeah, I was thinking today, like talk about the pressure on like the Knicks and Knicks, who are the other team? I guess Magic a little, but just all these teams that are like could have a chance to make the finals this year, and they should, and they would be really embarrassed not to. The Cavs and Knicks are like, okay, if we don't do something this year, when are we ever gonna do it? Because
it's real hot seat for the Cavaliers this year. That's real hot seat. All the dragons are dead, dude. They're gone. They're not gonna be. You're not gonna fight them this year. So
be interesting. And I think the Knicks too, because they just made this big Tibbs change. See if they like mess it up, and also they have technically like the superstars out of those two teams too, like to get crapped on. Like the Knicks could make the finals, should make the finals. Be crazy for the sport. Everyone, all eyes on it. Could be really embarrassing.
The Knicks are in a bit of an interesting spot. Not that the Cavs aren't. The Cavs certainly are too, because weren't totally bitten by the injury bug the year before they were. But like the Knicks had no real excuse to not beat that Pacers team. Yeah, I don't think. Like they were the better team.
I think the Pacers are a team of destiny this year.
You mean last year?
Last year, yeah. I think it was just one of those things. Like there was nothing was going to stop them except for. I think if Halliburton didn't get hurt, I think they would have won Game 7.
Well, it's interesting that you think that. I think that I'm more in tune with Jacobs. Like if this year things don't go well, like incredibly well for the Knicks, then it's time to go back to the drawing board and be like, all right, we have something fundamentally wrong with the structure of this team. It's not the coach, because now we switch. Then they probably bring them all back for another year with the same coach. Not smart. I think it'd be more like, do we try and get off Karl-Anthony Towns? Like, can he be a player who's your second best player on a championship winning team?
I mean, well, we called out what was fundamentally wrong with him when they first made the trade, and that was that you now have an undersized point guard who can't play defense, and your starting center also can't play defense.
And I know, but they got Mitchell Robinson who can play. They have defenders.
When it comes down to the end of the game, Mitchell Robinson can't be on the floor.
But they surrounded him with like Mikal Bridges and OG Anunoby. Like it's not that they have.
That was what their downfall was in the series.
Excellent.
That's how they lost the series to the Pacers. It's because they just couldn't defend. Like Andrew Nembhard was getting his game off because Jalen Brunson was on him. Like
well, even then, that's exactly to my point. Is like if they don't do it this year, then yeah, something is structurally wrong fundamentally.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like we called out what was structurally wrong with this team when they first made that trade.
But do you get off of a? Is it like Jalen Brunson's the most beloved Knick? Maybe ever. I'm not even kidding. Like
no, I don't think he's up there with Pat Ewing or John Starks.
I think he's already up there with them. They went the same distance. I think he's already there. It's just like, is he going to be better than those guys? I think that would be the question. Now he's not obviously home. He's not drafted, but he was a retread, or not a retread. He was discarded by the Mavs, so he might as well have been like a drafted player.
Yeah, like Halliburton, basically.
Yeah, like Halliburton wasn't drafted by the Pacers, but he is probably the best Pacer since Reggie Miller.
Would you say he's more popular than Reggie Miller because they've made it the same distance?
Yeah, I think Tyrese Halliburton has a case to be the best Pacer ever, let alone better than Reggie Miller. Who would even be better than that Reggie Miller as a Pacer?
I don't even know. Like some people, the youth would say PG-24.
Well, right, exactly. But we don't count those people. They're not allowed to vote. They shouldn't be allowed to talk about NBA. Paul George is a problem. We're going to be watching those TikToks in 10 years.
Yeah, for sure.
And he was.
I think
he certainly was a problem.
Dude, I think lumped into the Embiid stuff, too, is so funny. I think they lumped in the fact that he also doesn't know if he's ready for camp or something like that. And I was like, oh, shut the fuck.
That thing was so just shot.
Dude, they're in such hell, dude. Because also you have to, then their rookie potential, someone that could have won Rookie of the Year last year. Like, you also have to, McCain, you also have to think, is he good? Like, just so many question marks for their team, which is insane.
Well, they have an interesting choice here. They have two players that they can for sure build for the future in Maxey and McCann. So they could and who?
VJ. They just got.
Oh yeah, VJ Edgecombe. Yeah, and I like VJ from when I'm taking a dump on the toilet and I'm watching the TikToks of Edgecombe. I'm like, I want to run through a wall for this guy. Like, I don't even like this. I hate the Sixers. But hopefully a really good player. They don't have to, but they're in a weird spot where are you really going to be the team that moves on from Joel Embiid, the former MVP of the league? Probably a top 5 center, top 10 player when he's healthy. Now, obviously, when he's healthy is the issue, and even then he wouldn't tell you. But they're in an interesting spot. So I don't think it's all doom and gloom. I would, it's just like, when do you cut your losses with this guy? And Steve,
yeah.
Okay. And when do you cut your losses with Paul George?
Dude, I saw some funny clips. Because to the Embiid news, that's one thing that's just gonna, like you were saying, it's just really frustrating when these guys get injuries because it just really makes the conversations about their career so annoying. And just you can't even have one. Like people in like the comments to that tweet were like, I don't care what anyone says, a healthy Embiid is a top 10 player I've ever seen in my life. And I'm like, that's just so like, you can't like, that's such a hard, you can't say that because it's like, that is who he is at this point. Like you can't remove like most of his identity and be like, yeah, like if he wasn't the injury guy, it's like he entered the league did not playing because he's injured. What are you talking about? Like that's his whole career. You can't just like take away all the bad stuff about his career. That'd be like being like, I mean, yeah, you can't do that. We just got to.
I mean, I guess on the point is like when they saw him play, he was a top 10 player. Which I get it, but that's like the story of his career will always be but he'll go into the Hall of Fame for sure. It's just like is he going to be Charles Barkley, or is he going to be like I don't know, Hakeem Olajuwon or something like that, and obviously he's leaning more, and that's even disrespectful to Barkley, who made it to a finals, and just lost to MJ. So, it's like it is. I get it because I was famously and wrongly in the Joel Embiid should win the MVP over Jokic that year, and boy, am I eating my hat on that one.
Yeah. Another element too is like the whole like it's also just like the reason he got that MVP I think is also like it's almost like with Ja Morant being like if he didn't play, if it's almost like you'd have to say if he didn't play that way because it's like the way he plays is the reason he gets injured and also the reason he's good. So it's like you can't be like if Joel Embiid could be the riskiest dude at his size and never get injured, would he be the best of all time? It's like well he's doing it to himself too in a way with like the reason he got the MVP like sacrificed his body. It felt like in real time.
Yeah, he went all out for it.
Amount of games, like he had to push it to the end of the season, then it wasn't healthy for the playoffs again.
Yeah, so it's like what you saw was not sustainable. So you can't be like he's the best. Like it wasn't sustainable. Like in that little, like that chunk was sick, but he shouldn't have done it really.
I don't.
But that MVP is sick though for the Sixers fans. I'm sure they're really glad they got it.
Yeah,
I mean him personally, I would have done the same thing. If I was him. I mean, you tried load managing for an entire year and you still weren't healthy for the playoffs. So, like, you might as well play when you're healthy and see if you can get an MVP and, like, solidify yourself as
a Hall of Famer,
one of the players.
Yeah, that's fair. I guess if the writing is on the wall and you're like, I won't be ever, like, but he could have maybe made it in the playoffs deep. Like, I don't know. Like, I guess if you, like, have that projection, you already know that's going to be a thing. But, like, he could have, like Sixers could have looked different last year if he didn't do that. Like who knows? He could be like escaping all this second round. Like sure he won MVP, but if he doesn't go far in the playoffs, he's not gonna have a fun legacy to talk about with fans.
No.
I mean like
brutal.
It's always gonna be like there was something left on the table.
It was like Barkley. Barkley only made it to one finals.
You can't even say that though. Barkley was like he's an MVP and he was going to win a championship, but for MJ.
Yeah.
And also Barkley's in hell with that too, though.
Yeah, that's right.
He's almost like he's like fought people in public over people talking about rings.
He threw a dude from through a glass pane window.
Yeah, if he gets that, and like you're saying, he might even have people will talk more favorably of Barkley after his career than Embiid because I don't know because Embiid's not as funny.
Also, the post-career stuff with Barkley, he's probably he's definitely patched up some of the legacy stuff.
Yeah.
Who knows with Embiid? But I don't know, guys. It's going to be a fun year of basketball. I mean, speaking of which, I got duped, but I got centelled. I thought that the All-Star game was going to. Or the All-Star weekend was going to remove the dunk contest and replace it with a 1v1 King of the Court style tournament, which I think is sick. I think they should do that. But I don't know, guys. Like, what do you think? I'll tell you what, I don't watch the dunk contest, so I'd watch a 1v1 tournament.
I watch the dunk contest just because I watch basically all of All-Star weekend.
Why?
I just enjoy basketball.
You watched the game? You watched the All-Star game?
I did watch the All-Star game.
Who won the MVP?
I can't remember.
Exactly.
Michael Klung won the dunk contest.
Yeah,
a guy who's not even a fucking basketball player.
G leaguer.
I know Tatum has the record for the most points in an All-Star game. I know he has the MVP for the first year. It was named after Kobe.
True.
Like, I know that the final score is about 185 to 236.
They don't even play like a fourth quarter.
No.
They do the. They're still.
It's like first to 35 and the fourth wins the game or some shit.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting though.
I was gonna say, I feel like I enjoyed the game more last year than usual.
Yeah, I like the one where the first year after Kobe died, when they had the there's a certain name for the ending where it's like the winning team needs like 11 more points, so that's your goal. It's like if the team ahead is at 121, they need to get to 132. So even if the other team's down at like 100, if they can get to 132 before the other team, then they can win. I thought that was interesting. That made it more competitive. Like a 1v1 tournament, I think would just be better than all of it put together. Like, but none of these guys are ever going to do it.
Who would be your ideal 1v1 matchup?
Like
who do you got winning? Well, who do you got in the finals for the 1v1 championship?
Are we going to split this up by like positionally? Because like Jokic would just beat almost everybody because he's just so much bigger.
Yeah, but like if Tyrese Maxey's playing against Jokic and he has the ball first, he's never going to give it back because he's just going to run Jokic around the fucking planet.
He might, but if he misses one time, then Jokic is just going to say, "Okay, you're going to be underneath the basket every time." So,
true.
Like,
let's say it's by
positionally. Like you have to be like your guards, your forwards, and your centers.
There's weight classes.
Where the fuck are we gonna put Kyle Lowry? He weighs as much as Jokic with that ass.
True.
That is true. Yeah.
Good luck backing him down the post, dude.
Zion.
I want him to back me down. Jesus Christ. Zion will have flashbacks of Mariah Mills with that fucking shit.
Oh man.
Oh,
shout out to a legend of the game.
Bag getter.
We got for guards, like you would have to be like Kyrie and Steph. I think that would have to be like your finals. I figure for those two, because like
really, I think it would be like Ja Morant versus Kyrie or something.
I mean, look in my mind, I'm thinking like everybody's like healthy, like everybody's playing at 100%, and I think it would have to be there's like Steph, like you can't guard Steph.
Yeah, but the most dubious proposition is Kyrie of the matter if we're talking injuries.
No, I'm talking about there's no injuries. I'm talking about everybody's 100% healthy. Like,
yeah.
Like, it's like if you can't guard stuff, like, because you have to be on top of him or he's going to shoot. And then he's just going to drive by you every time. So, like, he's just one of the most impossible people to guard one-on-one. And we've just.
Well, what if you're like De'Aaron Fox? Your lateral movements off the chain. You're not going to be Aaron Fox. You're not going to get around him.
If he has to stand right next to you, you're going to create enough space. Like, he's going to drive right into you and step back, and it's Steph. He's just going to hit everything. I think that we don't respect Steph's one-on-one game enough because of how elite he is off the ball too.
He's also 36.
Yeah, but I think if we're talking about pride one-on-one and they're all healthy, like I still
listen. I'm never counting Steph Curry out of anything ever again. I won't do it. I've been taught that lesson the hard way.
But I definitely respect the Ja and the De'Aaron Foxes. Like that would also be fun too.
I think Maxey would be fun to watch.
Now you're talking about like who do you think would make the finals then? Because like all these guys, I think would be fun to watch.
I think it'd be Kyrie. I think it'd be Kyrie and like
LaMelo.
Shit, I don't know. It probably would be like Steph Curry or Kyrie, or like I don't fucking know somebody.
Steve, that begged the question of where to put people like LaMelo and Luka.
Yeah, well, what about an Amen Thompson?
Like if they're 6'7", like
he's 6'7".
Yeah, so
LaMelo would probably have to play with the forwards because he's like 6'7" too.
Yeah,
like, under the radar.
Who do you got for wings and guard or hybrids?
Jesus.
Tatum.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean healthy. Tatum.
I don't know about Tatum.
Him or KD?
I love him.
Look, a one-on-one, like he's just gonna cook. He's gonna get to whatever shot he wants. Like I watched him play against Joel Embiid one-on-one and get whatever shot he wants. And that's
but he's gonna back you down the post and try and take like a fadeaway long two. Like that's not a high percentage shot.
In a one-on-one, it is.
No, I don't think so.
There's no help defender. There's nothing throwing you off. You're not trying to read a defense. You're going, okay, this is where the guy is. I'm going to shoot over him.
I think Tatum's in the top 3, if that makes you guys feel better. I just don't think that's going to win.
I think it would be Tatum and Durant. I think it would be like at the end.
I was gonna say, if your choice is Durant, we've seen tape of him clamp him and fuck him up in a series.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Fuck.
We've seen Durant not get a shot off on Tatum for a full series. So
what about LeBron?
I mean,
this is the only like thing that like I'm not a LeBron or an MJ is the best ever guy. Like I flip flop all the time. Like I'll go watch The Last Dance right now and tell you that nobody's ever been close to as good as MJ, and then I'll go look at LeBron's numbers and be like, this man invented basketball, and then he just came back to the future to fucking dominate it. Like, but the one knock that MJ fans love to bring up against LeBron is like he doesn't have a bag. Like he's not a bag scorer. Like in a one-on-one.
Wait, who? MJ or LeBron?
LeBron. Like I just don't.
LeBron doesn't have a bag.
I think his bag is underrated, but like when it comes to playing one-on-one, like I don't think that he has that. Especially not if we're gonna bring ages into this. He's 40. Like
yeah, but you're not beating him. He's taking you to the basket every time. You're not beating him. Also, Giannis is probably. How does Giannis count in this? By the way, I'm sorry.
You can put him in the forwards category. I don't think there's a lot of guys that'll just stay in front of him, and he's not going to overpower everybody at 40 anymore.
For a game to 7, maybe you would.
Might try.
And then you got Kevin Durant, obviously. Yeah, I don't know. Who do you got in your final matchup for the Wings?
Jacob, who you got? Because I already got Durant and Tatum, I think.
Yeah.
Also, does Giannis count?
I think center.
No, Giannis is like a 7-footer, basically.
Yeah.
I think Tatum and Durant, Tatum and Durant is like the top level of how tall you can be.
Yeah. I'd have the same final as you, and I'd have Tatum. And then, like, for Giannis, like, we could talk about the bigs, but Giannis, thinking about him in the big man one. Woo!
I think Joel Embiid would do very good in a 1v1 tournament.
Oh, he'd be so good at that. He's such a good shot creator, getting to wherever he needs to with his body. He has up and unders for days, crazy post. He's got the face up midi. He can shoot the 3. Like he's one of the most dominant offensive players I've ever seen.
Would Giannis not just blow by everyone though?
I was gonna say
that's where I think that it would just
be like him versus Wemby. I think.
I was gonna say he can blow by Wemby, but Wemby's just gonna like turn around and.
Dude, we
block him.
We used to Wemby do step back like one-legged threes.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do with that?
Right.
You might not even have to step back. You might just check the ball up, and he might just shoot over the top of you every time.
You also don't have to worry about Giannis really shooting the ball that much.
Yeah, you can play back off of him.
If he's gonna beat you shooting the ball, then let him.
Giannis has.
That's always been how you beat him.
Dude, Wemby has crazy handles too. He did a sham god last year.
Yeah, that was crazy. I did against Brooke Lopez. I think he hit him with the sham guard, and then hit him with an up and under fucking George Gervin fucking finger roll.
Dude, just a Giannis versus Wemby 1v1, like hard 1v1 would feel like, oh my god, put that like that'd be like the best event of all time. Just two.
I'd be worried for Wemby if when Giannis backs him down. I'd be a little bit worried for Wemby. I'm gonna break every rib in your body, dude.
You got a healthy Kristaps versus healthy Wemby. That could be fun too. Crazy length versus crazy length. Both can shoot from outside.
None of us have mentioned Jokic. I just don't think Jokic's game is conducive for 1v1.
It is until you get to Wemby, basically. Like he's just gonna back you down and just shoot over the top. Like, we've seen the crazy, weird, like behind his head threes at the shot clock that he just hits. Like
just a turnaround long two.
It's ugly, but it works. The craziest person we haven't mentioned is SGA. He just won the MVP last year, and we didn't bring him up for guards or wings.
Well, because there's no free throws in this tournament. Folks.
SGA does have a bag, though. Like
of course he does. Of course he does.
Or Harden. Are we talking about a Harden in this if he was healthy? Like,
yeah. I mean, yeah, that's another. He's like Steph Curry-esque. You're going to have to play airtight on him.
We get Paul George. Paul George's nice crew.
No. Sorry, Paul. First round elimination.
Tatum just clamps him up again.
He's not better than anybody. He's not beating anybody we talked about.
No, but
maybe 40-year-old LeBron.
He would be very fun to watch, though, because his game is very fun to watch.
Yeah.
Very smooth.
Well,
that would be way more fun, I think, than But
any other All-Star events.
hey, you watch your mouth about the Taco Bell Skills Challenge, okay?
Yeah, that's what I was waiting to say. That I was like, I get the dunk contest stinks, but why are we replacing the dunk contest, not the skills challenge? Like, also 1v1 is so skills based too. I was like, can we keep both? Can we
replace the whole because like you got 3 different brackets to go through with the 1v1. You can replace all of those with
That's
that.
true.
The only thing that you keep is the 3-point comp, the sophomores versus the freshman game, and
the main game.
Dude, I definitely agree with like that. We've seen like all that humans can do with dunk contests. I think the only way to really solve it is just to force the best players in the league to do it, and then it's basically just like which superstars can do the best dunks, not what NBA players can physically do the craziest dunks. It's like what can the best players in the league do? Like we know that there are freak dudes on the bench that only dunk, but like what could like a one option like this franchise leader, even if it's not the best dunks in the league, like you know what I mean, like something like that,
like when Michael Jordan did the dunk contest.
Yeah,
like we never got to see LeBron James do it. I don't believe.
No, he never did.
Like imagine LeBron James in the dunk contest. How sick that would be. He rocks the rim mid game now. Like so. We like one of the biggest travesties in the sport is that we never got to see him compete against other people. Like I don't even know who else. Like I was gonna say Shannon Brown. He's the only person.
Back in back when he was first in the league, Jason Richardson was there.
Yeah, like we got robbed.
Dunking like crazy when he was in there. T-Mac.
Just like listen, I know what Mac McClung can do with the basketball is like almost inhuman. I get it. I get that. But like, I don't dust this guy off once a year just to have him do it. I don't care. I can go watch that on YouTube. Like, that's great.
I'm all about it. I'm all about having like an actual entertaining guy who cares about it.
What's entertaining is watching the stars do it.
What's entertaining is just watching somebody that cares about it because we put the stars in there and like every year we put guys that are in the All-Star game and they just don't care. Chris Boucher was in a dunk contest.
Like, shout out.
What are we doing here? Serge Ibaka was in the dunk contest.
He actually had one of the further dunks of all time though. He had a further dunk than MJ. Beyond the
only thing I want to see
taller than MJ.
The only thing I want to see in the dunk contest now is somebody dunking from like the 3-point line. So Wemby in 5 years, dude. Like
Cody,
then get rid of it.
I'm all about bringing guys in off the street, like the best dunkers that you can find in the world, and then just put them up against the NBA players, and then just create a rivalry. Give the NBA players put some pride on the line.
Dude, if the NBA players don't even care about competing against each other, they're not going to care about playing against Mac McClung. I promise you.
Well, look, I'm just saying, like you just call it like the pros versus the Joes, and the Joes won the fucking title. And
pros versus Joes, dude, bring that shit back.
That was the best fucking show. But like you just say, hey, the Joes won the dunk contest. The Joes are the better dunkers in the world. Like you guys aren't the best athletes in the world. You guys aren't the best dunkers in the world. And then see if you can light a fire under their ass.
Hey, but
we're talking about a 1v1 tournament like that's ever gonna fucking happen. These guys have fucking money on the line. They have their social media on the line. Nobody wants to get beat. Like the guys
but if
trying an all-star
mandates it.
So like why are they gonna try in a 1v1? Like no.
I just don't care about dunking a basketball anymore. I don't care. That shit was cool when you never saw it.
Cody,
you see it once a game.
Imagine this next year. They do the Thompson twins at the same time.
That would be sick. I like that.
Okay.
But that's going back to the storyline narratives. That's what I want to see. Like that's cool.
Get the pros versus the Joes going. There's your storyline.
That's not narrative. Nobody cares about the Joes, dude.
Well, the Joes because Mac McClung is the guy who's struggling to make a team right now, and he's winning the dunk contest. So,
are there other brothers? Could we do 2 sets of brothers?
The Morris,
I'm sure.
Out there. See, one of them's got a fucked up back from Jokic, and the other one.
Let's just watch the Jokic.
The other one just got arrested for fucking bouncing checks at Las Vegas hotels and shit.
Let's have Jokic dunk against his brothers. I guarantee he's not going to be much better than his brothers. It's not really his
Oh, I thought
game.
you meant his brothers were going to be playing defense. I was like, all right, so this is how you want Jokic's career to end, is what you're telling me.
No, I don't want him to get kneecapped on his way to the hoop.
Punch him in the head out of the air.
He jumps over a horse. Oh, shit. He should do that. That'd actually be sick. I don't think he can do it.
Jump over on My Little Pony, maybe. Like,
one of those little Shetland ponies, like the little mini horses. Just like
yeah, if you gave him a couple steps before you could.
you ever see Will Ferrell in The Office? Like the first episode he's in there, he does like a dunk in the warehouse to impress like the warehouse who are like primarily black. And he just like he does like I could do a full MJ dunk from the dunk contest, like from the free throw line, and he does like a little rendition where he's just like jumping and doing like a move, and then like he like lays it in. That's what Jokic would do over a little Shetland.
He'd probably kill it.
Oh my god, if he fell on it. Squash the Shetland on live TV.
If he would retire from basketball, he would never
just cut to a Teft pattern. No.
Dude, it's so crazy we're in a reality where we're talking about probably the greatest player in the world like this. Like, there's never been an NBA reality like this. It's so funny.
Where he's more of like a joke as a person. Not that in a bad way. He's like, everything he does is hilarious type shit. Not like he's a...
You can't jump over a textbook. Like, that's more what I mean. Like we've had like LeBron and Michael Jordan and like at the superhuman athletes, or like even Steph Curry. Like, obviously not like that, but very quick and agile. It's just like the GOAT right now. Like, obviously not greatest of all time, but greatest of this like little run of years is like one of the least athletic players in the league. It's never happened.
He's sneaky athletic, dude.
Who do you have ranked higher all time, Steph or Jokic?
Steph right now.
I think it's Steph, and it's not particular. I think Steph is like a top 3 player all time to what he's done to the game.
But give it like, if Jokic does what he just did last year for like 4 more years, it'd be like, I don't even know what's going on. Like, that's why I'm like right now, because who the frick knows? Like, who knows what the hell Jokic is going to do? He's only getting better. But yeah, right now.
I was going to say Jokic has a decent chance to cement himself in like the top of the top guys. And I was saying this to you, Steve, like last year, being like, I don't think I've ever seen a player better than him. Like, no, that's not true. Not better than, but like I've never seen a player dominate. I haven't seen a player dominate like this in a very long time. Like prime LeBron, we're talking. I think he's already cemented himself in like the upper echelon of Hall of Famers. Obviously, if he racks off like 2 more championships, then we're talking like a different level of.
Dude, like,
maybe he's the best center of all time.
The consistency is wild. Like, has he even had like a bad week, or like he's had bad games, obviously, but has he ever even had a bad stretch of like bad month or bad week? Like, I know he's obviously had bad games, but like just day to day, just the last like 5 years, it's just been like just putting.
His casual stat lines are hilarious. They're like 35, 15, and 10. It's like, oh, sick. That was a bad game. Great, dude. Yeah, it's great to watch him play. It's funny to watch him play. It's almost like I can't believe a guy's doing that with a basketball and doing it at such a high level.
I can't believe those guys are getting paid millions of dollars to try and stop that guy, and he just doesn't seem like he gives a shit, and he's just doing it better than them.
Yeah, he's just like, oh, that's cute. No look, pass to the wing.
Dude, it must burn their souls because they obviously know he cares, but he's just doing like the nonchalant, like, because I mean, dude, he trains his fucking ass off, obviously, like
has to,
yeah, like this, like no way he doesn't care, but like these players must fucking hate that he's so like, I'm just fucking whatever, throwing it in, and these people are like dying on the court, like emotions on their sleeve and stuff. Just a different game.
Ben Simmons has played more basketball games in the gym in the offseason to like being like, this year Ben Simmons is coming back. He's done more of those games than he has played real games in the NBA, and like it just doesn't matter.
Yeah,
like he can't do shit, make a team basically. And Jokic is just like crying because his horse did something cute on Instagram. And he's just like, drinking a fucking thing of champagne.
Dude, have we ever even seen tape? Like, now that you're saying that, like, we've never even seen like tape of Jokic training, or like, I don't know what the fuck he does.
But that's the thing. I think guys who like do and I think I want to say, although you do see it with a lot more with Tatum than Jokic, like putting in work or whatever. But those guys who really do like move in silence, I think they're really out there like grinding,
Oh,
grinding every single day. Like the one Tatum training in the offseason story is like, well, one, he bulked up by getting 20 pounds of muscle. He just looked like a different person. And two, he would like beat the shit out of KD in one on one. Those are like the two training stories ever. And obviously with the foot thing this year, I'm more in tune to seeing like, oh, he's doing like aqua workouts or whatever. But for the most part, he's quiet, and I think he's just probably in the lab, like fucking figuring out ways to upgrade his game. And I think Jokic is very much the same.
Yeah, you're probably scared to give away his secret sauce. I just need to know what the hell. Like, it's more of like, obviously, I know he's training. I'm just really curious to see what funny ass drills he does. You know what I mean? Like, the way you
think he's doing like a 3-cone drill.
Yeah, or just
like working on his lateral movement.
Dude, he clearly practices those wild ass shots, like with him falling like backward. Like, you know what I mean? Like, does he just do that like 50 times in a row? Like, I need to see that. Like his weird things, or is he actually just like a playground type master guy that can just
they got you sitting on my shoulders with a fucking pool noodle doing this in
exactly
in practice because nobody's big enough to help. One guy I've never actually seen a fucking workout video from, I don't think, in all the years he's been in the league, is Kevin Durant. Like, can you think of like him posting a bunch of workout shit like ever in his career? Like,
I think maybe once or twice I've seen him doing like a open run somewhere. But
yeah, he's just so famous that I feel like he's been caught doing stuff. But yeah,
I don't think that he was ever the ones posting it, though.
No.
You know what I mean?
No, I don't.
But he's also another guy who's like, yeah, he's putting it. He's like killing shit in the offseason, and that's why every single season he's one of the top 10 players in the league. Like, yeah, he's fucking filthy. And same with like LeBron. Although sometimes you see LeBron.
LeBron's a lot of LeBron is a brand.
He's different. None of these guys are LeBron, unfortunately.
I mean, if everybody was LeBron, then holy fuck would this league be just the greatest thing to ever happen.
Well, it's like I'm not even saying it's just like Tatum for as good as he is, he'll never be a LeBron James. And I love Tatum and I love LeBron, but it's just there's levels.
That's what it is. The only guy that has a shot of being as impactful and dominant as LeBron would be Wemby. That would be the only guy that I think would have a shot at that. And it would be a different dominance. It would be more of a defensive dominance. But
he has to get going.
He's got to get going, yeah. But I mean, he got derailed by one injury.
Well, that's the thing with LeBron is that he never did.
He never did, yeah. But Wemby,
that's one thing. That's the main thing going against anybody's case for being like LeBron.
But I mean, those guys that like, we still put MJ up there with LeBron. They're still 1A and 1B in most conversations, and MJ played so many less games. He played a year in college. He took a year and a half off for baseball.
Yeah.
He only played 11 seasons, I
think. For baseball.
Yeah. That's one of my favorite conspiracy theories. I like conspiracy theories that don't hurt nobody. That's my favorite.
What do you mean his dad was murdered? You fucking dumbass.
Oh, you're talking about that? No, I'm talking about...
Yeah, he left basketball because his dad died.
No, the conspiracy theory is that he had a gambling problem and Stern quiet suspended him and said, hey, you can leave and go play baseball and we won't suspend you. And then you can come back.
Yeah, sure. That's one of the conspiracy. The other conspiracy theory is that, like...
No, that's not a conspiracy theory that his dad died and he wanted to play baseball for his dad. Like, he always wanted to do that anyways.
Yeah.
But it just happened to line up with... And also the conspiracy theory, the part of it that I don't like, that some people bring up, is that it was his gambling that got his dad killed.
Well, that's exactly what I was going to say.
I don't like that part of it. But
no, I don't think many people do. That sucks. That's not good. But then again, the story came out over the weekend about how he dropped his 14-year-old daughter off a jet ski because he fell, and he had $40,000 in a bag on him or something like that. I think Marcus, his son, was telling the story. And he went and he got the $40,000 in the bag. And now that I'm saying it sounds made up, but I'm pretty sure this came out over the weekend. Like,
no, I'm making my face judging MJ if that's the real. That was my face. It's like, he better not have done
he's
that.
He's like, I got it. It's $40,000. I got to go in and get it. I can't swim. His daughter's just like treading water.
I mean, it makes sense with all like the money stories with him. He's a very frugal dude. Although while gambling.
Yeah, but that's the thing is that like. We put MJ up there with LeBron 1A and 1B, and MJ's counting stats aren't anywhere close to his. He played so many less seasons, so I think that Victor can still get up to that level even if he doesn't play for 21 years or whatever LeBron's at now.
One thing Wemby will never be, though, which I bet the league is so upset at this trajectory of his character, is that he's so zen and like socialist, like, you know what I mean? Like, he's not gonna capitalize on this, which I think the NBA is probably so like fuming inside. They're like, we need another GOAT. This guy doesn't care about making us money at all. Like,
Yeah,
if anything, he'd probably distribute the money if he had the choice.
It's gonna be tough to get that guy in ads.
Exactly. Like, it's like if Tim Duncan was like he obviously had the argument to be the best player in the league during his era, but like if he was the guy they like were hoping Kobe would be, which he was, like with the star power and stuff, like if they're stuck with a Tim Duncan personality in that, though, they're like, oh, fuck.
He was the best player in the league for a couple years. He got a couple MVPs to show for.
Oh yeah.
But that's what I was gonna say. Is just like Kobe. And no disrespect to him, RIP, all that. Like, I feel like he's a lot of people's favorite player. He's obviously, the NBA pushes him to the forefront because of his personality and his off court and his persona. And he is very, if not the most marketable NBA star of all time, besides Jordan, you know, one of them. So I think that, like, Tim Duncan's a better basketball player than Kobe, right? Are we in agreement here?
Yeah, all time, yeah.
Historically, all time, whatever you want to call it. So, like, there's a reason why Tim Duncan, people will be like, oh, you know, Tim Duncan, yeah, maybe he's a top 10 player. Whereas, like, people who actually know will be like, no, he's maybe top 5 ever. Like, he was so good. And Kobe's actually the fringe top 10 guy.
Which is why I think Wemby's going to end up being like that, where it's like he's going to be amazing, but I don't think he'll be a generational character or player. Like, he'll be in there as arguably best player during his whole career, but I just don't think he'll have the personality to like grab the league.
He'll be a generational talent, but not a generational persona.
Yeah,
I get what you're saying. For sure.
Some people will sell more shoes than him in the league. That's for sure.
the Wemby fives.
Yeah,
dude.
like Anthony Edwards, regardless, will sell more shoes than Wemby.
Wemby probably. I'd argue Wemby's probably a better no, that's too much. But I was going to say Wemby's probably a better basketball player now than Anthony ever could be. But that's obviously
ever could
facetious.
be. No, but I think that Wembanyama right now is a better basketball player than Anthony Edwards.
Really?
I mean, Victor Wembanyama just averaged 4 blocks a game. Like, that's fucking stupid. That is so dumb. He missed the last like 30-something games of the year and finished with more blocks than anybody in the league still.
By a decent margin, I think, too.
If I'm talking about impacting winning, I think that he impacts winning more than Anthony Edwards does.
I think if you just know anything about basketball, like I think you'd probably be like, Wemby's going to be a better basketball, if not already a better basketball player than Anthony Edwards. Now, Edwards is a great basketball player, don't get me wrong. But
he can still grow and be even better, too.
Yeah, I mean, he has to learn how to pass the ball a little bit more.
They got double teams.
I thought you meant Wemby, like he could still grow an inch, and I was like, damn, you're right, dude.
He actually might be able to grow an inch. I
thought you meant really grow. I was like, dude, you're right. I didn't consider that.
That's the scariest part about this kid. Is he's only
Yeah, man. All right, well, I got nothing else to talk about. I'm seeing Weapons on Thursday. Excited. Booked it for IMAX.
Tell me how that is.
Oh, yeah. Will do.
I haven't seen Happy Gilmore 2 yet, and I'm very upset about it.
Heard it was trash. Hot trash.
Yeah, I'm not going to Happy Gilmore 2 expecting, like, The Irishman. Like, I'm going to Happy Gilmore 2 just to vibe. And if it's
I get it, but
then I'm going to vibe.
For even, like, a goofy comedy, I heard it's not that good. It's just like a fucking, just a cameo fest. Like, Adam Sandler just had a lot of money and wanted to make another movie.
I saw it. I like you're saying, it's like one of the dumber movies ever, but one thing I did enjoy is that like the PGA players were in it, and really like Scotty was joking about his arrest, that sort of stuff. So like if you like golfers like Rory, Scotty, I think like the best golfers were all like pretty in there, because it was basically like a team versus team, and Adam Sandler.
Yeah, it was like a play on the Live tour, right?
Yeah, so he was like on a team with like the most famous golfers. So at least you get to see like their personalities and like joke around and stuff. And Rory McIlroy joking is rare. Like that was a thing. So at least that. But yeah, otherwise, pretty.
I heard the Naked Gun remake is actually very good, and I'm really kicking myself that I haven't seen it.
Liam Neeson is fucking hilarious as a comedy actor. Like anything that he's ever been funny in and tried to be funny in, he just kills it.
I might sneak out tomorrow for like a late afternoon showing just to see it.
I mean, I just remember seeing him in Ted, and he was just in that one scene of Ted, and it was like the funniest fucking scene I think in like the whole movie.
I don't remember Ted that much.
It was like he went to the fucking grocery store and he wanted to buy tricks, and he's like, "I heard these are for kids." And Ted's like, "You can have them if you want. So you're gonna keep this between us." Like, I won't forget what you did for me today. He's like, I hope you do. Like, no way.
Harder. I remember that part. Steve, I hope you didn't mumble this podcast. We'll have to double check.
I definitely did. I'm fucking. Problem is, I'm so fucking tired by the time we fucking do this thing.
Fucking enunciate your words.
I don't want to.
All right. Then, sorry, guys. Anything else before we go?
No, go Red Sox.
Go Sox. Best team in baseball.
Can't wait for the skin cancer to come kill me.
All right. This has been the Banner Report. Go C's, go B's, go Red Sox, and soon go Pats.
Feel better, JT. Feel better, JB. Love you guys.
Peace.
Bye.